is Eve Kibare, the newly blind girl?
So the newly blind girl is actually on Twitter.
Yes.
And
You'll tell me how you're on Twitter when you're on break.
Okay. But Eve Kibare is, who am I? I feel like I'm a go-getter.
That's nice.
I am a free spirit. I love to do what I love to do. And yeah, I am an ambivert.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm an introvert, sometimes I'm an extrovert. But for the people who've known me, I have energy for days, and then there are days I just don't have energy. But professionally, I was a film producer.
Yes.
And okay, I've been a film producer from 2013.
Yes.
Yes, so I loved behind the scenes because I'm very
production.
Yes, film production.
Yeah,
that's where I got it because I just love creating, and also I love writing. I did love writing. I blogged for fun because I love creating stories in my head. So I have monologues, but then sometimes I want to transfer my monologues into writing so that people get to listen to my interesting creative thoughts.
Yes.
But apart from that, I'm a Nairobi girl.
You're a Nairobi girl.
Yeah.
So this Nairobi girl, I'd like to hear about your journey and how you found out or how you became visually impaired.
So imagine I tell people being
because they call you AKA the newly blind girl. So I'm assuming
it's very recent.
It's very recent.
Yes.
Yes.
So blind, I think for people, there are people who will say visually impaired, there are people who will say blind.
Which one do you prefer as we continue?
I am okay with any.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, blind is a situation. It's not calling me, like, it's not my personality.
That's true.
So it's a situation.
And you have a very great personality.
Thank you. So it's like if someone tells you, it's like being broke. I'm broke. I don't have money right now. But that doesn't mean that you're poor.
That's true. It's a season.
Yeah. So I'm blind and I'm okay with it. I lost my sight in November, complete darkness, November 2020. But I got sick in June. Yeah.
That's during COVID?
Yes. So around April, I was getting tired and I'm like, hey, is it my first? Let me just say, I used to sell lingerie online. So from
was that your hustle during COVID or it was before COVID?
It has been from 2016.
So you were balancing from being the film producer and creating your work and also doing the side hustle of selling lingerie.
In fact, selling lingerie was my hustle.
Okay.
Film production and now became a side hustle because it used to come on contract.
Okay, yeah, I understand. With the industry.
Yes. So I had quit like formal employment and now I was getting into consultancy and contractual employment where you go do it when you need to be done and then you go back. Because I actually found peace in running my business.
Yes.
And I had vision, like I want to make every woman happy in Nairobi.
You want to make us feel nice.
Yeah, because it feels nice when you have bras fit your boobies.
Nice
and
inner
nice.
garments.
No, you just feel nice.
Yes.
You feel nice because when you feel nice inside, you feel nice outside.
Yes.
So I'm busy selling my lingerie and then February comes and then this announcement that there's COVID and there's lockdown. I'm like, what does that mean for my business? So in fact, I felt like it's going to subside and everything is just going to crash. And I'm like, and now even to make matters worse, my side gig they're not employing. Who's going to film right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually.
Yeah, because everything just
hospitality, movie, film, events.
So that thing just killed. I'm like, what? So now what's going to happen to me? But the funny thing is it picked up because now everybody is available online. They can now shop online. And I'm like, I'm getting more orders. So between March and April, things started picking up. So I had even made like a complete schedule of, I can be able to deliver this and this. This day and this day because the orders now became consistent.
Yes.
Every week you're getting like 3 orders, 4 orders. It makes you even makes me motivated to run my business.
There was consistency in the business.
For the first time, I'm like, yo, I'm not struggling like to there are times you feel like you're really struggling to market, to tell people. And you see, for products like lingerie, it's not, you can't keep, once you buy, like if you buy a lump
takes a
sum,
while.
it takes a while before you come back and
Yes.
buy another. It's not like food.
Yes.
So April comes in and then I get tired. I'm like, hey, Kuli, how unfit am I? I'm even telling my sister, hey, I'm unfit. And I've just started running a business. I'm always up and about, delivering, going home. And then I'm like, I get home, I'm so tired.
Was it
Like,
tiredness or fatigue or just tiredness, mental, physical?
no, it's actually fatigue. You feel like your body is done. So I'm not thinking, it's not even mental. It's just, I am so done. I'm going to bed. Then kidogo, I started feeling headaches. They come, they are splitting headaches. And
This
I'm
was now
like,
April?
yeah.
Okay.
But then they come, I take, then by the time I go to sleep, I wake up in the morning, they're gone. And for the next week, I'm good.
Okay.
Then it comes back again. I'm like, hey, these headaches are so blinding. My gosh, I'm going to sleep. So when I finish my deliveries, I get home, I go to bed. I eat, I go to bed. Like I wasn't stressing about these other things. You know, there are times you're like, oh, let me watch an episode. Or let me listen to this. Or let me do this. I even tried, I think there was a time
So
I
sleep
tried.
was like your way to get out of this particular headache or pain that you were
because I'm
feeling.
feeling tired. And then, around April, at that time, March, April, it was also very sunny.
Yes.
So when I'm getting out, I'm like, hey, it's sunny. And I've done a lot of work. So by the time I'm getting home and consider that there's lockdown. So I'm also trying to spend a little time as possible in town. Because I don't want to pay a lot of money.
Yes.
So I'm running my business between 12 and 3. By the time I get home, I'm so tired. I'm like, there's nothing more to do. I make my food, I eat, and I take my water, I go to bed. So you see, I have reason to go to bed early.
Yes.
Because I'm like, what else am I staying up for? And I'm tired. And also, I have a headache. Let me go sleep. Maybe I need to rest.
You were staying alone at that time?
Yes.
Okay.
So it continued like that. May comes. Then now also I had, no, I can't really tell. I can't pinpoint when I started having issues with light. But it's not issues. It's like, hey, the sun is so hot today. But you wear sunglasses and move on. Once I wear sunglasses, that was it.
So you'd go around, do your errands with sunglasses,
Yes.
and you didn't feel. And the headaches, were they still there?
Now the headaches will come in now after I've finished with my errands. I'm not getting. I'm going home.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay. This sun. Then when I get home, my phone the screen was at 100%. But when I get out, I can't see at all. So I have to increase
too
the
bright?
screen. Yeah. So when I get home, the screen is too bright. I'm like, hey, why are you so bright? Reduce to 0. Like 0 is perfect. 0 light on my phone was perfect.
And 0 is dark normally.
Yeah. Now, but in the house, it seemed okay for me.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay. We move like that because it's not disturbing me. It's not making me uncomfortable. I already formed a routine.
Yes.
So that's what I said. I can't pinpoint when it started because I started feeling, hey, this phone, when I get to the house, reduce. When I get out, increase. That's
Okay.
it. And I wear sunglasses all the time. I was like, hey, this sun, January may extend. As we continue, now up until June. Now June got in and it got to around 4th of June and I had, like this time by 3, I had a throbbing headache. I was so happy to feel like I wanted to just finish that delivery, get into the matatu and just go home. So this time I got, there was this matatu, I can't remember, I have forgotten that name completely, but it was one of like Anganya that they actually knew me.
Yes.
So they're like, I'm Resh, come in. And I'm like, okay, fine. But I am, I'm even blinking because I'm like, this light, this noise, they're like, it's okay. You sit there. So we got home. By the time I'm getting home, I'm so tired and my head is aching and I feel like I could crawl to my house. I get to my house, I'm like, gosh, tomorrow is my sister's birthday, and I wanted to surprise her. So let me go sleep. Let me do everything and sleep early. But now this headache is it's throbbing. I feel like it's throbbing out of my head. So the 5th gets there, and I'm not able to do anything. I'm like, today I'm not even leaving the house because the headache has extended. It didn't isha at night.
So basically, you used to feel tired, the fatigue, and then you just had constant headaches in and out.
So yeah, so now this one didn't you know the way I'd go sleep and then I'd wake up.
Yes.
It's gone. This one didn't go.
Were you still self-medicating?
At this point, I hadn't even. Yeah, I did
Painkillers?
the painkillers once now. I never did painkillers back all the time. In
Yes.
fact, my sleep, that's what I used to do, sleep and take water. So this time it doesn't go. I'm like, okay, so this is a new headache. So 5th, 6th, then the 7th, this pain is now, I'm feeling my body is now lethargic.
So 3 days you are in pain.
Yes.
3 days you are just feeling not
No,
yourself.
Yes, but I'm like, no, it's my sister's birthday. I have to go see her, and I haven't seen. Mind you, I've not been seeing people. It's COVID lockdown.
Yes.
So I'm like, this one, I have to make it to her place. Come COVID, come not. I am going to see her and her kids because I have to see them. It's also that loneliness of being kept away from you,
Yeah.
visiting.
You're like, let me see family. Hold that thought. When we come back, I want you to tell me, after you 3 days staying in the house and you're not feeling yourself, I want to hear from you why you didn't go to hospital.
Spice.
It's 8 minutes to the top of the hour. Today I have a guest. She's called Eve Kibare. Some people call her the newly blind girl, and for me, just call her Eve, a very strong woman, and she's such a vibe. I'm enjoying myself today. This particular lady woke up one morning and she had lost her eyesight, and today she's here to tell us her journey and how things are going and how she's come to accept. And she's telling me, I've accepted this. And I was just looking at her, I'm like, wow, God bless her soul. So if you're new to the conversation, as I said, we're talking to Eve Kibare. I want you to plug into this conversation on our stream, www.spicefm.co.ke. To those who've asked on Facebook, I believe I've responded even manually. I've typed it for you so that you don't miss out. Now, Eve, let's get back to where we are. You were feeling unwell for about 3 days. You found yourself. You could not wake up. You're not feeling yourself. The headaches were continuing, and you needed to go and surprise your sister. It was her birthday, but you'd missed her birthday. You said the birthday was Friday,
yeah.
so it was Sunday, and you're still off the weather. I was asking, why didn't you go to hospital at that time?
Because, some of us, we know the healthcare system is
Yeah.
expensive.
And you're thinking it's just a headache.
Yes, because all this time I'm just thinking, hey, this headache, it just needs to go. And I've rested.
Yeah.
So on Sunday I felt a bit better.
Yes.
I showered in the morning and I actually said, today I'm determined to go see my sister. And I went and saw her. And I celebrated the birthday with her. That's the day actually she celebrated with her kids.
Okay.
So it was just the 4 of us. And I was like, I'm good. Then I was convinced to sleep because I hadn't seen them in 3 months.
Yeah.
After
when
the
the
lockdown.
Yes.
Then it's like, hey, let me sleep over. So the Monday, I woke up and I was ready to go do my deliveries and move on with my life. So that day, I woke up and I was like, if I stay in bed, I will stay in bed the whole day and I won't be able to do much. And COVID had also locked down the kids.
Yes.
So the kids are in their house. They're like, Auntie, where are you going? I'm like, I have to go. So I went back home, and now that was Monday, Tuesday, then Wednesday is when I felt sick now, completely sick. Because it was more than the headache. My body was weak. I wasn't able to get out of bed. And the whole entire day, I was, those ones of I dragged myself out of bed and I had to go to the loo. I had to drag myself out of bed and eat something. And that's when I realized this is not, I'm actually very, very sick.
You were just not feeling yourself at all.
Yes. So by the time it's getting to evening, I called my taxi driver. My friend who was a taxi driver. Like, yo, you guys told me if I feel worse, I call you. So I'm feeling worse.
You had shared with them you're not feeling well?
That was like Tuesday. I was like, hey, I'm having this headache. It's not going away. So they said, I don't die alone. It's actually, I've narrated the whole story on my YouTube channel.
Yes.
And it's now on Wednesdays when I actually now finally went to hospital.
Yes.
But nothing, my sight wasn't affected. It was just
Okay.
headaches. So I was told it was bacterial infection. Then we come back to, I get medicine. I come back home.
That was at night?
Yes.
During that curfew, those curfew
After
hours?
curfew.
Okay.
Because the guy insisted we have to go to the hospital. I was like, yeah, call me tomorrow morning. Because it was already 7.
Yes.
So now I'm back home and I'm thinking, finally, I'm going to sleep like properly. And then I don't sleep and my pain doesn't go away. And then tomorrow I wake up with tonsils. I'm like, I'm
So you
supposed to be getting better.
So you still have the headaches? You're still feeling fatigued?
Yes.
And now you're even feeling worse and you were not able to sleep?
Yes. And now my body is uncomfortable in the pain that from my shoulders, my neck is stiff. My shoulders are stiff. And I can't sleep. I can't sit. Like I'm uncomfortable. Like I'm a walking cardboard. It's just very uncomfortable, very painful. So come Friday is when I wake up in the morning and I open my eyes. They're partially like glassy. And I'm like,
What do you mean glassy?
have you ever tried to look through a drinking glass? Like to see the other side.
It's not very clear.
Yes, but you can see the figure. You
Okay.
can see the things, but you can't see. So that's how I woke up. Like everything is glassy. It's not it's like there's a glass thing. You want to strip it off so that you can see what you need to see.
Yes.
So that's how I felt. I was like, okay. So my sister called me. We talked. She's like, how are you feeling? How is the medication working? I'm like, I'm still in observation right now. I didn't tell her about the site because I thought maybe I woke up too fast. So when I finish this phone call, I'm going back to bed.
Okay.
So I went back to bed. And then I wake up 3, like, I don't really sleep. I'm just closed my eyes. And 2 hours later, my mom calls. She's like, hi, I was told you're sick. I'm like, yeah. How are you feeling now? I'm like, then I opened my eyes and I realized nothing has changed.
You're still...
So I broke down. I told her, Mom, I'm getting worse. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've gone to hospital. I'm on medication. Things are not getting... Like, I just broke down. That was Friday. Saturday, I decided, hey, I'm going to another hospital because it's like these drugs are just not working. It's like I'm just taking tablets for nothing.
Yes.
And then they tell me it's tonsils. I'm like, tonsils?
Tonsils?
I had tonsils when I was a kid and I never lost my sight in any way.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we've changed the antibiotics. If a symptom persists, go see an ophthalmologist on Monday. I'm like, today's Saturday. Haya, pambana. So that went on, and that pain went on until I was now up until Wednesday the following week, where I had to go see a physician. And that's when they told me they think I have acute meningitis.
Hold that thought. Just hold that thought. I want you to be able to narrate it when you have a lot of time. If you're just joining in, this is SpiceFM. The show is The Adults in the Room. Today's adults are you listening to us. Eve Kibare and I, the Duchess of Ikolomani. Eve is one of those ladies who woke up one morning and she lost her eyesight. And she's sharing with us her journey through this, what happened, how she started, and how she's dealing with. I'd like you to tell a friend to plug in on this conversation. If you have any comment, any questions, plug in on our social media handles, SpiceFM KE, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Remember, we also have our WhatsApp line 01102888162. As I said, tell a friend to tell a friend.
Sugar and spice and everything nice.
Oh, yeah. You guys having a good time?
Good evening, my darlings. It's exactly 9 o'clock. The station is SpiceFM. The show is The Adults in the Room, the only show that gives you authentic conversations that you hear along corridors, conversations that people are whispering and they're telling you they don't share you in those YouTube channels. Today, the Duchess has brought them home. You know your girl. Now, before we went on the break, Eve, you were telling me that now your mom called and you just decided to break down. And this was after you realized after 3 days, you were still seeing, you had glassy vision and the medicine was not working. And you went for a second opinion is it in the same hospital or different hospital?
Different hospital.
Okay, proceed from there.
Yeah, now we're on Wednesday.
Did you go with your mom or you just went alone
No,
again?
I'm all alone, by the way.
Wewe ni gangster.
Sinaishi peke yangu.
You're a
then
strong chick.
my mom is in Ushago,
Okay, so yeah.
in Kajiado.
Uh-huh.
My
My
sister is
county.
working. Now, see, I have to, and then now, in fact, me.
And you're a big girl.
Yes.
You'll stay on your own, so you have to do things.
Yeah, minimum mama.
Eh.
So, in fact, you just your squad, and
Yes.
and this is what I will say for anybody out there. You have to be good to people. The people you live around. Don't ignore your neighbors.
Penda jirani yako.
It's true.
I've been saying this. They think I'm joking.
The shoe guy who makes his shoes Apple, the guy who sells kuma. Talk to those people. Those are the people who will save your life.
Yes.
They actually saved my life because I wouldn't say ati we are buddies, ati we go hang out with the caretaker and my taxi. But you see, they saw that I was in pain, and they're the ones who actually were taking me to hospital.
Because your family was far, and that was
Yeah.
your immediate community, your immediate family.
To them, I was their sister.
Yes.
So it wasn't even hard. In fact, they saw me and were like, Eve, you're not okay. Let me take you to hospital.
Yes.
And they took me to hospital until Monday when my sister was able to come and get me and take me to her place. So on Wednesdays when I decided to go now see a physician in Kenyatta. And that's when they told me I have they think I have acute meningitis and I need to be admitted. So I'm in shock. I'm like, you guys, did you say meningitis? So you mean I am going to die? All right.
Why did you think that you'd die just because of meningitis?
Because I'd already lost a niece the year before
Okay.
to meningitis. I've lost a very, very, very close friend of ours. She was very young. I think she was 11 to meningitis. I've lost an auntie to meningitis.
Paul Sana.
So you're thinking, you guys are just telling me this is
another
yes,
disease.
It's okay. I'm fine. And they told me they'll put me on a 10-day medication to read it off because it's like I've come on time. I'm like, okay. But now admission, was admitted in Kenyatta General. But honey, 10 days ended and it was not meningitis.
And you still had glassy vision.
I have glassy vision, I have headaches, I haven't slept, and now I'm even having convulsions. So
So now you are convulsing.
Yes.
You have other symptoms that were not initially there.
Yes. It's like my body is crashing
Yes.
in bits and pieces. Like you're
Policy.
crashing slowly by slowly. By 4 weeks, we've done tests. I used to be done for blood tests every day. Every day they come.
No one knew what was happening with you.
Yes, they all come back negative. I'm like, they've done a CT scan. They've done their spinal cord. I'm like, hey, okay. In fact, when they come again, oh, Eve, we have to do another one. I'm like, what? That Sinano I think it's the same one they do for epidural. You're looking at that thing, you're like,
It's quite big.
I can see, but I can't see clearly.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, that is going where?
So that's a glassy, blurry vision you were still
Yes.
having, and you're in hospital, you've been admitted, and you're not being given correct diagnosis.
Yeah, now but the meningitis, they thought it was meningitis, but now they don't know what's wrong. So I'm just on painkillers.
So after 10 days, they've ruled out there's no meningitis.
Yes. Because if it was meningitis, I would be behaving in certain way, yeah? But they can tell my brain there's something wrong with my brain.
Okay.
So 4 weeks later, I did an MRI. And then I first did an MRI, then it came back negative. I'm like, so if you've done an MRI, what do you want to tell me? So they said, let's go to the MRA, which will check the veins and the arteries, then we can know what's up. Then they come back and tell me, oh yeah, so the results are out, and this whole problem is that you have a blood clot in your brain, in the main vein in your brain. I'm like, say what? Like, okay. So what's going to happen? They're like, yeah, we're just going to give you medication. Like, okay.
Did they tell you anything about the glassy, blurry vision?
No one knows. Like, even now, the eye doctors, the ophthalmologists are coming to check my eyes. And they're saying, the eyes are okay. There's something wrong with your brain. There's something happening in your brain. We can't tell from our end. Our end is okay. The end of the brain we need to know. So when they found out it's a blood clot, they're like, that's it. That's a problem. Then once that problem is sorted, our eyes will be fine. So all along I knew when the blood clot dissolves, my eyesight will come back.
Were you still admitted or you went back home?
So after a week, I was discharged.
Okay.
Then I went back home. By the time I'm going back home in August, because I entered in July, I came back. I'd been discharged like end of July.
So you almost took a month in hospital.
2 months. Almost.
Okay.
So I'm coming out end of July, and I'm like, in August, I can see text. I'm like, yes, my sight is coming back. I can see something. But then what happens is, August, I'm cool. I'm even watching series with my mom at home.
So at least the eyesight has slightly improved?
Yeah, I'm like, this is okay. Like 2 weeks I was at my sister's, then 2 weeks I went back to my own house. And I was watching series. In fact, my mom told me she wants to watch Desperate Housewives. I was there watching with her. I'm telling her, oh, look at Gabby.
The way that thing is for a long time ago.
I know. But she said, my mom is trying to catch up.
Yes.
And
she's come to visit. Yes.
She's like, kumbe even your Wi-Fi inafanya kazi. Anyway, so...
And daughters are bonding for you too.
Yeah. So after she stayed for 2 weeks, also, when you're used to living alone, there's just a way you just love living alone.
You don't know how to accommodate others.
Yeah,
and it's not a bad thing, but I get you.
Yeah, and then you want to go back to your normal. It's like I'm telling myself, I am okay. I'm getting better.
Things will change. I
So I
need to
tell
go
my
back.
mom, and then my mom hasn't been home. Mind you, she's the caregiver of my grandma.
Okay.
She hasn't been home from June. When she came, in fact, when I was in hospital, she used to come every single day to take care of me.
So from the day she called you and you broke down, she came down?
She came down not the day I was being admitted on Wednesday.
Yes.
And from that day, she never went back.
Yes.
So this is the first time she'll be going back to my grandma.
Almost 2 months later.
Yeah, so I'm like, no, just go back. Because even now, COVID is, even her, she's alone. So just go take care of her. Me, I'll be fine. Me, I have a gang. So
And
like,
of course, you're seeing your eyesight is coming back.
yeah, and I'm also, I'm now medication. I know what's my problem. Anyway, so that was August. September comes in and then my house starts getting dark. And I'm like, clearly this house has become... let me see. It's becoming darker. So there's like a black ring forming around my eyes. And I'm like, is this house becoming darker or am I the one who's just becoming more blind? So when I go outside, it's like there's I have tunnel vision.
Like you're peeping on a hole.
No, it's like this. You can see, but it's like it comes, it's closing in. So you it's not telling you, voila, this is happening. It's just you feel like it's like the world is closing in on you, like that ring is closing in, but it's not closing in a way you can tell.
Okay.
So every day becomes like you feel like a shadow. It's like when there's a cloud, it's about to rain, how you feel. You know
Yes.
that key cloud? That's
Yes.
how I feel.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Like
feeling.
a gloom.
So I can't tell if everyone is feeling the same. Ama ni mimi.
Because again, you're on medication. You think
And I'm
you're-
partially blind. When you're partially blind, you can't see that. You can't. For me, I couldn't tell the weather, whether it's sunny or cold. Everything is just white. The ground is brown. The app is white.
So even when you're watching this series, you're watching them in black and white.
No,
At that
brown.
time.
There's
Brown.
color. There's color, but I can't see the clouds. You see, if I look up, I'm seeing white.
Oh, okay, I get you.
If I see down, I see brown. Whether it's like lami or maram, it's
It's
just
all
brown.
brown. Okay.
It's like a carpet.
Okay.
So I can't even tell if there's a ditch.
So because everything, your colors are limited.
Yes. I can see that's a shop, that's grey, that's luminous green, that's red, that's blue, but I can't tell if there's a pothole right in front of me. So I'll just dive into it and then I'll realize, oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I had to go see an ophthalmologist again because I'm like, my sight. Then she tells me optic nerve is swollen. Let's check on it and see what we can do. But from my end, I can't do anything. It has something to do with your brain. We go to the neurologist. He says, it could be optic neurosis again. I'm like, huh?
That was the first doctor you were saying about your eyesight?
The second. I went to Lions first. Then Lions, they told me, the damage already done.
Huh?
Nothing had happened.
Excuse
I'm
me?
like,
The doctor told you the damage is already done.
yeah, within 2 minutes of seeing him.
How did that make you feel? If you don't mind me asking.
My heart broke. You feel like your heart is Nikao, you're about to puke it out. You're like, so now it's almost like that. You don't know. It's like you become numb. Like, what are you telling me?
Like they didn't give you any hope. The first neurologist you saw.
He's an ophthalmologist
Sorry,
actually, but a retina specialist. Yeah?
Okay.
So he says, if it's blood clots, damage already done. It's not problem of the eye, problem of brain, damage already done. Then
So
I'm
meaning-
like, so what do you mean my sight is not gonna get better? You have to bring your scans for me to see, but I don't think so. Like,
So did you want to bring your scans
I'm
to
like,
him?
dude, me, I'm not coming back. I'm done. I went back. I now saw the other one,
Okay.
became the lady.
So that's when you got someone new.
Yeah, I had already gotten her number, but she didn't pick up the first time. So now I came back and asked the receptionist at K&H, the private wing. I was like, Betty, I've called this number you gave me, but she's not picking up. So what do I do? Because I need a number. I need to see another of
You need a second opinion.
Then she said, oh, just call her again. So I called her and then we finally met. And that's when she told me my optic nerve is swollen. So later on, she put me on steroids. Then she called me back like on Monday. She put me on steroids for like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then on Monday, she called me and told me, no, in fact, don't come to see me. Go directly, call this neurosurgeon and he's going to help you. So I call the neurosurgeon. He tells me what's happening. I tell him I feel like my sight is getting darker. From when did you been feeling this? The beginning of September. Okay, you need to come ready for admission. I'm like, huh? I've just come from hospital. Why am I going?
You're coming
to
from
hospital?
That
I
was how many months? Or how many
crushed.
months apart?
This is end of September going into October.
So like a month after you'd come back.
So September and August I've been at home.
Yeah.
I'm like, back? Actually crashed. Like I felt so bad, but I was like, no. It's
Were
not
you
like
still going alone to this doctor's visit?
No.
Okay.
Now, right now, my mom had actually, in fact, what happened is that Sunday was my niece's birthday. So my mom had come and we were all celebrating her, And so on Monday, we were with my mom. I told her not to go yet. We go to see the doctor. Then after that, she can go. But now we have been told again,
Go back for admission.
go back to admission. But KU, not Kenyatta.
Yeah.
KU. So we go to KU and she tells me, I'm going to put in a shunt. There is a lot of pressure in your brain. We need to release the extra pressure because the medicine is not doing their job and see if it will help you regain your sight. I'm like, okay. I'm admitted for a week. They do the surgery on Saturday. And now I'm doing recovery for 3 days, being discharged, go home. And he keeps calling, hi, how is your sight? Nothing. I got tired of even telling people nothing is changing. In fact, things are getting...
At this time, was your vision still blurry?
It was blurry and dark. And now it had stopped being blurry. It was smoky. And then there was a very small pinhole now remaining of that blurriness. It's like the blurriness is the clear. And now I told you there was a black ring
Yes.
forming. Now that black ring had closed in. So that blurry place was the smallest. It was the glassy place was the only vision. The clear vision that the sort of clear vision I had of anything. So if I needed to see, I had to move my whole entire head.
Like you squint or you...
Yes, it's like a squint of your face, but your eyes are wide open.
Okay. Let me ask, at this point, if you don't mind, what are you doing for money? Because you had a business and you were one of those people when you started, for some strange reason, you were thriving when COVID started. Now, did you put your business on a hold?
Yeah.
And now you're in and out of hospital. How are you managing in terms of bills?
So when June happened, I put my business on hold.
Yes.
And when it came to financials, my friends helped me through Kenyatta plus NHIF. And by the way, let me just tell you, I was one of those people who said NHIF doesn't help you. But never ever think that you can never be in this situation, because public hospitals are supposed to be for the public. You can't all assume that you can afford private hospitalization, especially in times of an emergency.
Yes.
So if my NHIF is actually what helped me in both times of admission. It works for inpatient.
Okay.
So that stood for a part of my bills, and then my friends came. My friends really supported me, and some of my family.
Okay.
So they were the ones who are like, they were like, if you know, in fact, in Kenyatta it was, we just want you to survive. We want you to be alive. Then now in KU, there are very few people who knew the aftermath. It's like once I got out of hospital, there's a relief of you're alive. Okay, we can go on with our lives because everyone else is dealing with COVID.
Yeah, but at least they knew
They're like,
now
oh,
you're alive.
So now in October, and I'm in hospital.
Hold that thought, because I want you to now tell us when you got into KU, what happened from there. If you're just joining in, this is SpiceFM. The show is The Adults in the Room. I'm talking to Eve Kibare, aka the newly blind girl. That's what I hear she goes about. And of course, she's available in YouTube. If you're going to look for her on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Don't be mean, my darlings.
Blind girl experience.
Yes, I subscribed and I enjoyed the experience.
Spice.
Now, you have gone to hospital, you've been admitted, KU, they've done the surgery, and you're very hopeful. I believe you're hopeful that things would change. And here you are, you're telling me things have not changed. That's where we need to pick up from.
In fact, now the week after the surgery, I got really, really sick. I got a very bad stomach infection. Now you see the
And you're in hospital?
No, after.
Okay.
I'm already home.
Yes.
The shunt is from my brain,
Yes.
and then it goes down inside, and it's inside my body,
Okay.
all the way to my stomach.
Oh.
So it's a tube.
Is it
So
uncomfortable?
it releases. When it gets cold, yes, it gets uncomfortable.
Yes.
But most of the time, I don't feel it. I don't remember.
Okay.
Up until it gets cold or I sit badly. If I sit badly for a long time, it will actually...
So this weather is not good for you. You have to keep warm.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Or sometimes when I'm stressed or when I have an anxiety attack, I feel like my whole neck, it's like someone is choking me. And then this whole thing, you just feel it literally imekaza.
Because of that shunt.
Yes.
Okay.
So what it does, it drains the excessive cranial fluid, the pressure, the cranial fluid that comes. I think it's a component of the blood.
Yes.
So it goes to the part of the stomach where it's not needed for digestion, just goes directly for excretion. That's what I believe. But that's how I was explained to. Like, it's like refuse. Sai, imetoka tu inaenda kama imetoka kwa system.
Okay.
Yeah, so a week later, my mom, I could see, like, for 2 weeks I was not okay because that stomach infection really put me down. It was so painful. In fact, I was praying that I die because I'm in too much pain. I'm like, I can't sleep because the surgery is still, I can feel the wound when I sleep on this side. I can't turn my body because anything I do, I just feel it's like someone passing with a razor blade down on my tummy. Mm-hmm. Any side, if I decide to do, I'm like, oh my God. It's just, the razor blade's been cut. I'm like, no, this is too much. Can we just end this? I'm okay. Imagine I'm fine. So after that, the pain subsided. I went back to hospital to check what was wrong. Maybe something happened over surgery. I don't know. Mm-hmm. The guy, in fact, it's the neurosurgeon who took care of me and told we did tests. We did an X-ray and he said, no, it's just a stomach infection. And I was given antibiotics. Then after the 2 weeks, I was okay. But now my sight, on the other hand, is deteriorating.
It was getting worse.
Yes. So that there was a week I could see what my mom was dressing. And I'm like, oh, mom, you wear that red dress. Friday, she's telling me, what color of dress am I wearing? I'm like, I don't know. You want a dress? She's like, you can't see? Look at me nicely. I'm like, where are you? Like, I can see, oh yeah, there's a shadow of you in front of me, but I can't see what you're wearing. So she gets despaired and I'm like, I'm so tired. Like, I'm tired. I can't answer these questions anymore. It's not my fault. I'm not losing my sight because I want to. It's just going. So eventually my sight just went completely into, like, someone had just put a grayish tape on my eyes. And that was when I knew, I don't think this is
within that
back.
week.
Yeah, within those the next 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. I had a grey tape over my eyes and I could not see.
So no blurry, no blurry.
No shadows, no nothing.
Nah.
So when someone would come in front of me, I just feel the wind, but I wouldn't tell who it is. I'd now tell people by their footsteps in the house. So the first thing is, okay, this has happened. Within that month, now October, I realized I had also noticed my eyesight had already started. Like it didn't stop. It continued in slow motion. So that time I called my landlord. I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry. I really thought I would come back after hospital. Because in fact, my landlord was with me the whole, like he knew about what I was going through.
They walked with you the
Yeah,
journey?
because I'm telling you, the caretaker was taking me to hospital. So he told the landlord, hey, there's something going on with Eve. Let us first deal with this, then we'll know. So in October, I just called him. I told him, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm in this position. I don't think I can come back. So I'm asking if I could move. He said, if that's the case, you're okay. You can move. And imagine, didn't bring problems. He just said, you let me know which day you're ready so that I can prepare. I can tell the caretaker. And then he said, and I hadn't
This
paid.
time you're at your mom's or your sister's?
I'm at my sister's.
Okay.
When I came from Kenya, I went to my sister's. So, mind you, I hadn't paid rent for like 3 months because of being in and out. Like the 2 months I was in hospital in Kenyatta, and then this 1 month I have been this KU. So I'm like, I thought, I'm thinking I'm so broke. Like all my money has been going to medication, doctors, cabs. I'm like, I'm tired. I didn't want to think. I didn't want to be told anything. But he just said, it's okay. You let me know when you're ready to move. And I was like, okay.
What was your mental health like at that particular point?
I was numb.
You didn't want, because I've just realized your mom was like panicking about your sight, and you just reached somewhere. It's like you'd given up.
Yeah, I was numb. I didn't want to be asked because they don't have answers. I was numb. So I just wanted to deal with it. It's like I said, there was a point I actually thought I was going to die, but then I realized death didn't want me. So like, we're not ready for you.
Time.
We're not ready. I'm like, but I want you. No, you stay. So I was like, so since
And
death
right
does
now,
not want me,
allow me to ask, and right now,
dying.
your mental health,
I'm good.
you're good. You've accepted the situation you're in.
Yeah, it's one of those things you keep waking up and you're alive. And you keep waking up and you're alive. You're like, okay, so I need to keep busy because this staying idle is also it's not helpful.
Yes.
And now, I'd say during that period of time, I started growing an inner of gratitude just because of the journey that I had taken. You know, when that pain of the stomach ended, I was pain-free for the first time, and I don't know how many
From
months.
March, April.
I'm like, what? You should always be very happy to take yourself to the toilet. You guys, if you ever feel like you want to pass wind, pass. Because there are people who have been taken to hospital for something as natural as passing wind. And here we are shaming each other because of it. I'm like, I'll never take anything for granted. Right? The first thing I was so happy to do is walk on my own. Do you know I could not walk? Because of pain. I was like crawling.
Were you still convulsing at this particular
No, at
time?
this point I was already on anticonvulsions. I was on anticonvulsant drugs. So I had not convulsed from July. So I started looking at my journey from where I had come from. And then during that time also, the people I was with in the ward in Kenyatta, I'm getting news that some of them have passed on. So you're like, and I'm alive. And I keep being alive. You know what? We'll work with what we have. See, we are now able to walk. Let us walk. We are now able to eat. Because I didn't eat.
Let's eat.
Let's eat.
Yeah, but because you told me you were not able to eat at some point.
Yeah. You are not able to sleep. Let me tell you, I enjoy sleep. If I have nothing to do, like, you know, the way you wake up and, I will sleep. Because I'm like, there was a time I could not sleep for weeks. And no one gave me a trophy. Please, let me sleep.
Because of pain.
Yes. So we look at those small things and, you know, people are like, hey, umelala sana. I'm like, yes, imagine umelala. Because why don't we appreciate the natural things that we have been given by the universe? Sleep is one of those. It's one of those things. You're walking. Dude, I used to stand and then my legs go to jelly and I'm like, how am I on the floor? Because I was trying to go for number 2. I'm in the loo squatting. I'm trying to go for number 2.
But you can't.
In the process, the convulsion happens in different. I think it's like it's like a short circuit.
Mm-hmm.
So it just short circuits and my legs go to jelly. They lose any feeling. I'm on the ground. And I'm like, I can't lift myself. So I have to wait. I'm there. I've fallen it's the loo for down.
Yeah.
I'm on the ground and I'm just there thinking, wow. In fact, you're in such a weird position. But I'm like, I just lost mobility. I had to be gotten out of that loo with a wheelchair.
Spice.
The room, I have Eve Kibare. Some of you know her from her YouTube channel or from her pages as the newly blind girl. And this lady has gone through a journey. It was in 2020.
Yeah.
2020, and by the time she's reaching October, things are just changed and now she's visually impaired. Allow me to ask this question, because if I don't ask, I think it's bugging me. How are you coping right now? And the reason I'm asking this, I have noticed, and forgive me if I'm being nosy, you are on the phone while we're on break. You communicate very well. I'm seeing you talking to people. I'm seeing you typing. And then I'm wondering, she told me she's visually impaired. So from a layman's perspective, how do you manage to communicate on phone? Send the messages, because I've seen you even ask me, what's the frequency to Nairobi? Then I saw you typing. Then I asked myself in my heart, I didn't tell you, if I couldn't see, would I really know where the keys are? How are you managing with that?
There's a setting.
Or there's a setting?
There's a setting for Android phones. If you're listening, you could just try it out one day. Blindfold yourself. Go to settings, accessibility, and then if it's an Android phone, it will be called TalkBack.
Okay.
Put it on, and then it will talk to you. If it's on an iPhone, it's VoiceOver.
Oh, okay.
Switch
So
on.
anyone who's maybe in this situation who knows someone, they can still have a phone and make sure they have that particular app. Is it an app?
It's not an app. It's a setting.
It's a setting on
It's
the phone.
on all. It's setting means it's
on
any
our
phone.
It's just that we don't know about it.
Yes, because it doesn't affect you. But you see,
Thank you for teaching me that.
what happens is, and I see a lot of people are suffering because they don't know about it, and
Yeah.
we think that you need to buy an entirely new phone.
Yes.
You don't. Because the accessibility setting on your phone is to cater for anyone who has any sort of disability. It could be deaf,
Yes.
hearing problems. So probably you need it to be either to cut off background noises or whatever.
So there's also a setting for that.
So yeah, the accessibility now setting, you now decide on what works for you as the individual.
Okay.
Because even in that, you'd find that people, it says there's audio and there's visual.
Yes.
And for visual, you'll find that people who are legally blind, but they're not fully blind.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
Legally blind is they could be partially blind like I was before.
Yes. The blurriness.
Yeah, the blurriness, they could see text, but they have to magnify their texts. So the accessibility setting gives you what percentage of magnifying do you need,
Okay.
It's for you to set up your phone based on your needs.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where you go. For me, because I'm fully blind, I put the VoiceOver on, and then it guides me on whatever. It actually gives you instructions.
On how to go about it.
Anything.
Okay.
So when you do it blindfolded is when you listen, because when
Is
you
that
do
how
it,
you go to Twitter? Out of
Yes,
curiosity.
Yes. But for people who are visually impaired,
Yes.
iPhones work way better.
Okay.
Or from my own experience,
Yes.
works more. They are more friendlier with accessibility than Android phones.
Okay.
And this is not a paid advertisement.
Yes, it's not. It's a learning. It's learning.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good. We're all learning.
Yes.
Because some of us have been seeing people maybe who don't know, or they have family members.
Yes.
Or they're also listening, because we also have listeners who are visually impaired. And
Yeah.
they call in. And sometimes I'm very curious if someone is helping them. So today I was like, let me just ask from a layman point of view.
Yes, so you can actually help them if you have a relative or a friend who's also, because there are people, even right now, I can tell you there is somebody going through this. They could be losing their sight, and they feel like, now who's going to help me? Especially with things as personal as M-Pesa.
Okay.
So just set up the accessibility
It
app.
helps you even with transactions?
Yes, I do my own transactions now.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Now, what are the challenges that you faced from in this journey? Remember, previously you could see, you could do your own things, you could move by yourself.
Yeah.
But now, with you being visually impaired, what are the challenges that you have faced, and how are you coping with them? I know you've told me one about the phone. That one we know how you're coping.
Yes.
But now, what are the others that you faced?
The first one I faced was dependency. You know, like you're depending on people for things that you could do on your own. And I felt, for me, it really messed up my mental, because I'm like, I'm now not living on my terms, in my own house, and now I have to be in someone else's. I'm like, it's not that they are bad to me. It's just
You are used to
I
your
was so
independence.
used to being my own boss, my own,
Your own rules.
Yes. The another thing is, I'm not able to run my business.
Oh, yeah.
It's been on hold since 2020,
Sorry for that.
and I'm still trying to see if I can get somebody who can help me run the Be My Eyes, because
You
I
still
know.
have stock?
Yes, imagine.
We're going to talk after the show.
Yes, definitely. So that has been put on hold because I'm not able to cater for my clients the way I used to cater for them.
Yes.
And then another thing is, getting back on my feet is not as easy as people purport it to be, because mine is just not sight. It was a brain issue.
Okay.
So your brain controls a big part of your system, your body. It's like the central nervous system. It's the central nervous system, really.
Yes.
So everything is connected to my brain. So there are times I'm not able to, walk as fast or do the things that I used to do. So I do get sometimes anxiety attacks. But I'm working on that. At least I'm way better in terms of health. Another thing is a social life. The social life, it takes a switch, because
You had to just put a stop on that.
yeah, in fact, I had put a stop on social media for like a year, because from October all the way to, I started operating on my phone like August 2021. And from 2020 October, it's like I just didn't know what to do with my phone.
You were in that a confused state?
I didn't even know there was that accessibility.
Okay.
So even social media and everything, it just went dead. But now you feel like, even my friends, the people who the way you go out and hang out with people, sometimes I feel like I'm lost. Yes, people are there, but I just feel, do I really need to be here? Because people don't even know how to handle me anymore. Sometimes people talk over you. They don't realize that the social cues for you are a bit messed up. So you may need.
Yeah, because you can't see
Yes.
us, so we need to give you time.
So you find that sometimes you're left out of conversation completely, and you're trying to listen to everybody. Everybody's talking. You're like, are they talking? And then if someone talks to me and they don't address me as Eve, I won't know you're talking to me.
Because sometimes we assume if I'm looking at you, you should know I'm
Yes.
talking to you, and they forget you're not seeing them.
So, and then my social life also, in terms of even movement, I'm always in the house. And then another thing that I'm also coming to learn is getting back on my feet in terms of economic growth. Like, it's not as accepting as, as losing any other part of your body. I mean, any other sense. Because I was a film producer.
Yes.
Which corporation is going to accept me as a blind film producer?
Because you needed your sight to do your work.
Yes, but most of the work of a producer is actually
Direction.
Yes, you manage. The one that may not need is the visual part, which is supervision of editing and stuff like that. Yeah, and maybe approving location or something like that. But not many people are willing to accommodate me back into the society, and that really does hurt.
If you're joining this conversation, we are the adults in the room, and when I say we, it's you, I, and Eve. Today, I know I have a lot of people who listen to this show, and many of you are silent listeners. You are leaders in your own industry. And today I'm asking, sijaiombea mtu kazi? But today I've been touched. She is a producer. You can see her work. Go look for her online. Just because she can't see, as she's saying, it doesn't mean she does not know how to produce, direct, supervise. She might need assistance in that, but she has a technical capacity about it. It's not only her I'm speaking about, but I know there are many other Kenyans in the same capacity in different counties, different places. Some are in Kisumu, some Kakamega. Another one might be in Meru, another one in Nakuru or Mombasa. Let's open our hearts when it comes to those who are bosses, HR managers. Do not discriminate just because they are visually impaired.
Spice.
If you're just joining in, this is SpiceFM. The show is The Adults in the Room. I'm talking to Eve Kibare, aka the newly blind girl. Now, Eve, let me ask, from your point of view, your opinion, how would you like family, friends, or people to support those who are visually impaired or those who might be going through the same journey that you are going through or are in it?
In my own experience, it's the first phase was I've lost and I don't have, I'm literally back to the ground.
You felt like
Yes,
it is.
it's like you've been, life inakwambia restart.
Mm.
So the support I got, and I really did appreciate it, is just conversation. My friends would come, they'd even take an off day in between a whole week.
Mm-hmm.
And they're busy working ladies, but they're like, hey, no, today I'm going to ask for an off because Saturday, Sunday, sitaweza, familia. And they come and we spend the whole day together. We just talk and we talk about other things. Oh my God, you know this and this and this. Oh my God, you know this and this and this. It's not about, oh my God, how are you? How blind are we? We are not talking about anything to do with my medication, anything. It's just.
So people should plug away from that.
Because
If
you
they-
don't want to, you've spent all your time.
Don't sympathize.
Yes. And you're spending all your time thinking about, am I going to get better? Is this going to end? And then someone is asking you again every other time. No, we can have other conversations. That support is because when I went blind, no one knew what to do. We were all, even I myself, I'm like, I don't know. But one of them was like,
Did you get training or did you get some support from an organization to show you the ropes?
I did it for 4 months, then I quit.
Why did you quit?
There's a lot of, I don't know, I just didn't feel like I was getting the kind of rehabilitation and support that I needed.
Okay.
Because on paper, it sounds good.
When you were being read to and told
Yes.
this is going to happen.
Yes, it sounds, wow, that's it. But why do rehab and you're not guaranteeing me that I'll still get back on my feet? Because we are grown-up adults who've lost our sight in our adulthood. We were not born blind. Some of us were engineers, some of us were actuarial scientists, some of us were accountants, some of us were teachers, anything. Some of us are parents, grandfathers. You know, you can't treat us as children and tell us, sasa, learn Braille. How are you teaching someone who has children in campus to learn Braille and you're not telling them the solution? Like after this, you know, you can apply as an administrator somewhere, because that person still needs to provide. Those children are not going to stop going to campus because the person went blind. You're not supportive. That's
Okay.
not, the system doesn't support that.
Okay.
So you feel like, okay, I'm going to go and learn Braille for 9 months, learn how to work with a white cane, whereby there are potholes, there are ditches, there are everything everywhere, and then you're told utazoea. I'm like, so you're telling me you're going to teach me how to live within a bad system, but you're not even going to try and improve the system because utazoea, usijali we si wa kwanza. That broke me. I was like, I'm not
You
ready.
don't need this. You're not ready. So you opted to do it yourself, your way.
Yes. And in fact, you find I've met other blind visual impaired ladies, because visual impairment is a wide variety.
Yes, as you mentioned.
It's not just being fully blind. There are people who are partially blind who can see shadows. There are people who are partially blind, they can see colors. There are people who are partially blind who can be able to move from their homes to work and they don't need any guide. They just can't drive. They can't see small details, but they can function. There are people who are blind to, they need very strong glasses. Those people are visually impaired. Anybody who has a problem with their eyesight is visually impaired. The people who are colorblind,
Yeah.
So I've met a group of ladies through a group, a women empowerment group. And those girls, I'll call them girls.
Yes, they're your girls.
Yeah.
Your new squad.
Yes. They're more supportive. They're more rehabilitative than what I was getting there because, they understand that this can happen to you at any point in your life. And some of them are parents. They tell you, if this happened to me when I was just a new parent and I didn't know what to do. But don't worry, we got you. And you feel, oh, I'm not alone. When we actually had a training last Friday, and before the training, one of them called me and asked me, how are you going to get there? Do you know how that felt? It felt so good. I'm like, wow, they actually do care. Because they're not just saying, oh,
let's meet. Let's do
ati
this.
usijali we si wa kwanza. No, it's you're one of us. You've joined this squad. No one wants to be here, but we are here. And we know that you're still trying to figure out your ropes. And we want you to be part of it. We are going to help you.
What would be your parting shot to anyone who's listening to you today?
Subscribe to my YouTube channel,
Of course.
Blind Girls Experience. And
How can they reach you if they wanted to reach you?
you can DM me on Twitter at EVEKIBZ, Eve Kibs, the newly blind girl. And you can also inbox me, the Blind Girl Experience, on Facebook. And you can like the page, follow the page, yes. And also, I think those are two mediums that I'm usually on. Instagram is not friendly for me, so I'm not there yet. Yeah, but what I would love to tell anybody is that never look down on somebody who is going through, who has gotten a disability, because you never know. It can get anyone, even your neighbor, your friend, your cousin, whoever. Just treat people with kindness. That's it. That kindness will help us even make policies that are they're accessible to everybody. We'll make better roads, we'll make better hospitals, we'll make better policies that can accommodate everybody if we are kind to one another. That's it. Because all these other things, ni story.
And any story. I like to end this conversation by saying what Eve and Echo has the same sentiments. Have an attitude of gratitude.
Spice.